Here with me is this 2024 Porsche Panamera, and for those of you guys that might be thinking that this doesn't look like the average Panamera that you guys are used to, that's because this is the all-new 3rd gen Panamera, and we're going to be talking about some of the updates and cool new features on this car. So let's go ahead and get started. So here in the front, this is where you'll notice some of the major changes, and that's just being the overall design of the front end. Porsche redesigned these headlights. They look a little more boxy. They look a lot better than the rounded, bulbous headlights that they had before, in my opinion. They redid the front grille. It looks more aggressive. It's sportier. It honestly just a perfect fit because it does fall in line with the Cayenne that we did review before. It looks very similar. It keeps the trend going along with that Porsche line. They did continue this gentian blue across the next generation. It does spread across all the other models as well. But in the front, they've done a great job at making this look like a more respectable and a more aggressive sedan that can compete with some of the other brands. In my opinion, I still think this is the best looking performance sedan that you can get right now, especially with this update. From the side of the car, you can definitely tell this is still a Porsche. They did continue that Porsche fly line all the way to the back of the car. This car does come equipped with these 21-inch Porsche Panamera exclusive design wheels. They look great, a lot of spokes. Honestly, one of my favorite looking wheels for this car, and just favorite Porsche wheels in general. But not too much has changed on the overall side profile of the car. It still looks great though, in my opinion. Here in the back of the car, the design changes are a little more subtle, but there are quite a few. The lines on the back end are a little more sharp than before. You don't have that rounded off look. The taillights is very similar to the all-new Cayenne, where it does have that indent right here. You don't have the plastic or the glass covering it. It looks a lot better. And also back here, I mean, just it looks a little bit more boxy than it did before, but I think that's overall a great look for this car. It feels better. It looks better in my opinion. I know this isn't the most favorite, but I think it's gonna be one of the top selling Porsches eventually, but for what they've done to this car, it looks great. This car also has more than enough cargo space for anything you may need it for. It's got 17.4 cubic feet of storage space with the back seats up, but you could also put those rear seats down if you do need more storage. But overall, I mean, it's a really deep storage. You can fit plenty of things, and we've got plenty of bags back here right now, and we still have a lot of space left. Here inside the car, there's also a bunch of major updates in here, including just the overall interior. It looks very similar to the Cayenne, and yeah, we're bringing that one up. That's just because they're very similar cars. But I think the interior looks way better. The infotainment system looks really good. This car also does have a passenger display. I can't see it right now. It's got a little dimming effect, but person sitting right there, they can see it perfectly clear, just as if I was looking at this center infotainment system. The climate controls are right here in the center, all touchscreen. You got dual climate. You can change it depending on which person wants it, cooler or hotter. There's also climate controls for the back seat as well. The gauge cluster looks great. It's all digital. It's a little indented into the dash, but it looks great. And there is a heads-up display that does show you your speed limit, the posted speed limit, what you're supposed to be going, and it also shows you a compass, which is honestly one of my favorite parts because it actually moves when you're turning. It's kind of fun to look at. But in here, there's a lot of it's very comfortable. The seats are redesigned. They feel really good. They kind of hug you when you're taking these turns, and I just think it's a great interior for a great car. Overall, Porsche's done a great job with this car, and I think that it's already the best looking Panamera out of all 3 generations, and I really seem to like the direction that Porsche is going with the overall design of the cars. Not to say that they weren't going in the right direction before. They were doing a great job before as well. I really like the direction that they're taking all their cars in right now, and honestly, this is one of my favorite cars.